currently drive a 2025 Nissan Armada, the new body style. My current payments are $1,573 right now.
Toyota's charging us $600 a year to keep all of our functions on our 2025 Camry after we've owned it for a year.
I don't want the Toyota Highlander. It's too small for my one kid.
All right, everybody knows what time it is. We are due for another video of ridiculous car payments. This type of content just keeps getting uploaded to the internet, and we're gonna keep watching and honestly be grateful that we're not in the same situation as some of the people we're gonna take a look at today. Because we're not gonna be looking at people who make millions of dollars a year and decide to go buy a brand new Escalade. We're gonna be looking at normal people struggling with the high cost of living, the rising housing prices, the student debt repayment starting back up, but they still insist to have a $700, $800, $900 car payment. And don't worry, in this video, it's going to be way higher than that, all to try to impress other people that don't really matter. We have a lot to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But we're going to start off with everyone's favorite segment, the car salesman monthly payments.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
Just short of $2,700 a month. But every morning I have to decide if I'm going to drive the Tahoe Premier or the M4 Competition X Drive.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$1,342, and I drive a Silverado 3500 HD.
Hey, what kind of car do you drive and what is your car payment?
I drive a Lincoln Navigator and my car payment is $1,450.
Hey Jacob, what kind of car do you drive and what is your monthly payment?
A Chevy Silverado, it's $934.
What kind of car do you drive and what is your monthly payment?
I drive a Ram 3500. My monthly payment, $1,200.
Hey Butu, what kind of car do you drive and what are your monthly payments?
Right now, I currently drive a 2025 Nissan Armada, the new body style. My current payments are $1,573 right now.
What do you drive and how much do you pay?
I drive a 2023 Kia Telluride SX X Pro, and I pay $797 a month.
What do you drive and how much do you pay?
Currently buying, but it'll be probably around the high $700 range. 2025 Kia K4.
Cool.
And at the end, they showed somebody they were roping in for high $700 car payments on a Kia K4. Oh man, that doesn't include insurance either. I mean, we could talk about almost every one of them. $800 a month for the Kia, whatever trim model it was, as if anybody cares. Almost $1,600 for the new Nissan Armada. It's a Nissan. And it's basically like a badge of honor to these people how much money they could spend on depreciating vehicles, trying to make it more normal in today's society. And that's exactly what this comment section talks about, trying to normalize high car payments. I see they're trying to normalize the high interest rates as well. WTF, did he say 2,700? Reminder, these people are trying to convince you that your car payment is affordable because that $700 a month isn't nearly as bad as $2,700. $797 for a Kia is criminal, and then right after that, the $700 for a Kia K4. I honestly really feel bad for that kid. Is this an advertisement to not buy a new car? Is this supposed to make me want to buy a new car? Those payments are scary. I'll pass and keep driving my paid for truck. We have a comment from one of you guys. This should be required viewing for every high school senior class. Coming from a high school teacher. Because basically every 18-year-old guy wants some sort of nice vehicle, whether it's a big truck or a fancy car, sports car, whatever, right? Maybe they get out into the real world, start making some okay money, and immediately blow all of it on a car that's actively losing value. Another one right here, a staple on the channel, is the mom car payments.
Okay, so I've been at car dealerships all day since like 9:30 this morning. I finally found a car, got a new mom car. I'm nosy. I want to know, what do you pay for your car, especially if you drive an SUV? Because I thought $340 was a lot. That's what I was paying. Now I'm paying a little bit more. But all the dealership guys are telling me $340 is a low payment. $340 is a low payment. So what are you paying for your SUVs?
2021 King Ranch Expedition, $990 a month. Okay, dream car until the new facelift version comes out, and then that's the old one. Now I got a new dream car that I got to spend $1,000, $1,500 a month on once again. I mean, the next comment says exactly that. I love it, but now I want the brand new one. LOL. Car salesperson here. The average car payment is $750 to now $1,200 a month. I like how each time we go over this topic, every few months months, the salesman always just upped the number a little bit. It was $600, $700, maybe $800, then it went up to $1,000, and apparently it's up to $1,200 now. $1,200 for a 2025 Jeep Wagoneer. $995, those $300 payments are long gone now. $1,472 for a 2025 Chevy Suburban. 2025, again, brand new Kia Sorento, $800. Another Kia at $800. 2023 Escalade, $1,400. Another $1,000 for a Suburban, and even $908 for a 2024 Honda Odyssey. You're hitting almost $1,000 a month payments for a minivan now. But on the contrast, I asked you guys the exact same question, and it is not nearly the same as the past comment section. Nothing, I own my car outright, $0. $0, I'm going to keep it that way as long as possible. $300 for a 2024 Corolla, a lot cheaper than what we just saw with new vehicles, and an Odyssey that's also paid off. $0 paid cash for all 5 of the vehicles both my wife and I have had for the last 36 years. $0, $0, $0. There was a lot of comments like that, which is what I definitely like to see. But going back to the mom car issue, as soon as you have one child, you immediately need some sort of Suburban or Escalade. Just absolutely monster SUV. We have a skit here that isn't really far from the truth.
I don't want the Toyota Highlander. It's too small for my one kid. I'm thinking something a little bit bigger, but something affordable. Maybe like a Cadillac Escalade. There goes that Tahoe my wife's been talking about. Yeah, she didn't want a GMC though. She really liked the Lexus Sequoia, but the 14-inch screen that was the size of a tablet wasn't big enough for her. She didn't like it, so we're gonna look for something else. Yeah, we heard all the other brands were going to the Chinese market, so we decided to buy a Lincoln Navigator Black Label instead.
Some of the comments, we decided to go into generational debt for that Lincoln Navigator. Girl I went to high school with got an Expedition Max when she had her first child, a school bus for a single infant. It's odd that there's a very specific vehicle as soon as you have a child that everybody apparently wants. Almost none of them are reliable as well, and like I said at the beginning of the video, if you truly make a ton of money and could easily pay for these vehicles in cash and all the maintenance that goes with it, then that's fine, go buy whatever you want. But most people who are making average income are getting roped into these types of payments and then will barely live paycheck to paycheck, never getting ahead financially. And financial problems won't be the only issue that could come up with this situation. I told my husband I wanted a new car. He said, no, we don't need a new car. I don't know what no and don't need means, but here's my new car. And surprise, surprise, it's the same type of SUV. You must be so wonderful to live with. Tell your husband I wish him better luck in his next marriage. My wife came home with a brand new Audi lease that she couldn't afford. I served her a couple months later. Debt and car payments, hard pass. What the ladies always say, may this love never find me. So is one of these types of SUVs really worth your entire relationship going under? I don't think so. And while people are paying ridiculous prices for these vehicles, some don't even know the make and model of what they purchased.
Is it normal to not know the make and model of your car? Because I just booked an appointment at the mechanic and they asked what kind of car I have. And I was like, hold on. And I had to go look out the window for the make and model of my car. I've had this car since 2013. It's been 12 years and I can never remember what the make or model is. And while we're on this topic, did you guys know that you're supposed to have a physical copy of your car title, like with you? Physically, you're supposed to know where that is.
Okay, so we're gonna cut that off. At least the silver lining, I'm hoping, is that because this car is 12 years old, she's not making crazy payments on it anymore. And I'm also not saying that everybody has to be a car person and know every new model that's coming out and differentiate every little thing about each vehicle. But there were some examples that we saw that people were solely purchasing vehicles because they had heated leather interiors and maybe they were red. It was a nice bright color and it looked cool. Didn't know anything about the make or model or reliability of it. It just had a couple features that they wanted, so that turned into $700 a month payments for the next several years. But we have a little two-parter on a model that I don't think we've really talked about on this channel, so we'll just roll it.
Let's see how much it is. I don't see any markup. 68,000. Yeah, it's nice and roomy though. Brand new. I got 2 of them. I wonder why. Well, the 68,000.
I think it's cool looking, but seriously, $70,000 for 230 miles of range is pathetic. Have yet to see one on the road in my area. I've seen one in my life so far driving around. Since when is Volkswagen worth $70,000? I love electric cars, but wait a couple years. It'll be on sale for 250 to 300 miles and be $17,000. It's never worth it to buy an electric car new. Well, funny that you say that, because the next clip up on screen probably needed an oil change, got a new car instead. And somebody actually signed on the dotted line for one of these things, and I thought the top comment was really funny. You solving mysteries, like they got the mystery machine. There's a whole bunch of the comments, oh, put it back, and then there was just a reaction of like, why would you actually purchase this? On top of the insanely high price tags, we're still seeing another video. POV left the dealership after buying a car and just realized I can't make the payments. Did it twice in the past year, and God has been making a way since, sis. What does that mean? Has God been giving you the monthly car payments? Is money just appearing out of thin air? The worst part is that they knew you couldn't. Talking about the car salesman, the creator responds, you know they did, LOL. Just make the number look good when you're there. So what is the goal here? To just drive it around and then get a car repo on your record and make any car buying process in the future exponentially worse? And you actively knew that was going to happen? This is my sign to go ahead and upgrade to that 2025 Honda Accord. Just the thought process is insane. Another one talking about God somehow fixing all of this. Man, listen, I drove off that lot in my new truck so fast. The Lord will make a way somehow. I don't know, for all the prayers that they would be answering in the entire world, I don't think that they would be responding and paying for your monthly car note. I don't know, that's just me. Me with my $1,100 car payment because I wanted Apple CarPlay, heated leather seats, and a moonroof. And it is another one of the Nissan Armadas, a Nissan. The comment section basically said the same thing, $1,100 for a Nissan. You might need to get checked out. Wow, the sales guy had a field day with you. For a Nissan is utterly insane. Girl is fighting for her life in these comments. People had a lot to say about this clip, and we have all the information here on a new 2024 Ram 2500. $1,898 a month for 84 months. The interest rate is over 10%. The amount financed is $111,916. And by the end of it, they're going to be spending almost $160,000 to pay that truck off. The fact that someone would sign that is insane. Step one is to not buy a truck for $111,000. 10.6% interest, that's the problem. That's kind of low compared to some of the more insane clips that we've seen on this channel. Not saying that 10% is low overall, but it could have been even worse. Did the dealership at least use any grease? Me, because I decided to finance a vehicle for the first time ever in 2024, not fully understanding the damage of having an interest rate of 18%. There you go, almost double the last clip. Now I've paid well over $6,000 so far to this vehicle, and only $1,000 of that has actually gone to paying it off. Still have $21,000 to pay. Original price, $22,000. You know, there is a reason why they don't teach financial skills in school. Hopefully that's what these types of videos could show you and what to look out for, because I bet if I wore a suit and tie and just had a whiteboard in the background and showed you all the numbers like a lecture, people would find it very boring. But hopefully adding in these types of TikToks and more of the drama will hopefully be at least a little bit more entertaining, while you also can learn from this. I have $16,000 left on a 2019 that I got for $22,000. Didn't realize when you pay extra, you have to specify it's for the principal. I was and still am just a girl. The amount of times that I hear that excuse is unreal. Try having a 24% interest rate. My APR is 22% interest rate on a 2019 Jeep Compass. People just get raked over the coals with those Jeep Compasses, man. We have another comment from one of you guys. I'm driving my car until the wheels fall off, and then I'm putting them back on. I mean, sounds like a pretty good plan to me.
The average new car payment is $800 a month. That's insanity.
Most auto loan places are able to give you the loan that you want by just extending out the term, even if the interest rate's 20, 25%.
Yeah.
It's scary. When you look into auto loans, they're not regulated the same way that student loans are, or with mortgages or even credit cards. Credit card reviews your income in such a way where they're not going to give you too much of a limit, but auto loans are very unregulated. They could sell these off privately without there being a rule out there that says, oh, we can't qualify you for this.
Especially when we start looking into the world of buy here, pay here lots, that could get extremely dangerous. And the amount of money that you're going to be paying, if you do end up paying it off and it doesn't get repossessed, is just not worth what you're actually buying. But some people just really want to impress others by any means possible.
We just got your application that you had sent over on that 21 Ford Raptor. I was going through it, but I see here on the notes that you had mentioned something about a repo.
A repo? That was like 2 years ago. That was on the other Raptor I had, but I'm trying to get another one.
By chance, have an idea on what your credit's looking like right now?
I have a couple collections right now, but it should be good. I think I'm sitting like at 460, 470 right now.
Oh wow, 470. I'm gonna be pretty honest with you, man. That sounds pretty hard to do on this 21 Raptor. We have it at like 64 grand, man. How much money were you planning on putting down?
I was only trying to put down 2 grand.
I'm gonna be honest, man. They're probably gonna be asking around like 40% on it down, given that you have a couple collections and the repo on your record as well.
They're gonna ask for a 40% down?
I'm just estimating. It might be even a little bit more depending on your credit situation.
That's crazy. You guys can't play with the numbers a bit more.
No, man. We try our best. We have lots of lenders, but when you have several collections and a repo on your credit, it's very hard to get you financing on a big ticket unit like this.
Alright, I'll see what I can do. I'll give you a call back.
Someone get this guy a Saturn. 470, bro, can't even get a Kia Optima with that. Hello, Mitsubishi, we have a customer for you. Here's a 2006 Altima. Just buy a cash car, bro, but that wouldn't impress other people. I need the new Ranger Raptor. Even though I have bills going to collection and a previous repo, clearly I can't afford it, but I need other people to think that I'm cool. Another one of the problems that I talked about for a second earlier in the video is people getting bored of their new vehicles. I got the car I want. I'm keeping it forever, and it's a new Mustang. I was excited to reach 1,000 miles considering that I had it at only 19, so yes, brand new. 6,000 miles later, I think that I want something else. Then we have a picture of another Kia. Back to low mileage. Let's see how this time goes. LOL. Just rolling that negative equity over and over again and slowly getting higher and higher car payments just because you can't be content with the vehicle that you currently have. Another comment from one of you guys: my car is paid off, my home's paid off, it's nothing fancy, but this not even being a thought in my head, that's priceless. To add on to that, I've also seen people talking about regretting their purchases, me excited to buy my dream car, which was a BMW M2, realizing that it's holding me back from achieving my lifelong goals. Invest your money, don't buy a $70,000 car. I didn't even know that M2s got all the way up to $70,000 now, but somebody who legitimately saved up and had that kind of money could have probably put that money to work and made even more for himself, and overall could have made his life a lot easier. Now, when it comes to any of the modern age vehicles and all the prices that we're seeing, you now have to add on top the monthly subscription service to be able to use features in the car that should already be priced into the trim level you're buying.
Toyota's charging us $600 a year to keep all of our functions on our 2025 Camry after we've owned it for a year. Let's go ahead and dive into what it is. Well, everything's a subscription nowadays, so it shouldn't be too surprising that cars are now wanting a subscription as well. And after a year, Toyota expires some of the vehicle functions. So what are those functions? Well, probably the biggest thing that expires after a year is remote start via the Toyota app. So you used to be able to, from anywhere, open the app and remote start your vehicle to get it cooled down. That's no longer a thing after a year. You also lose the digital key functionality, so you have to take your keys everywhere with you. You can no longer use your watch or your phone. Another big thing that expired is our navigation. Despite us buying the high-end XSE trim level with the big screen, when we tab to the navigation menu, guess what? It's now expired, and if I hit get started, all it wants to do is sell me this subscription. So how much is the subscription? Well, $15 a month is the entry-level price. If you want the app functionality with things like navigation, which I feel like we already paid for. Now, if you want additional things like Apple Music to be able to function inside the car natively, that's $25 a month. And then if you want Wi-Fi on top of that, that's an additional $25 a month. So yes, you can spend $50 a month on this Camry in subscriptions, $600 a year.
This is now currently on a Toyota Camry that's sitting at around $40,000. And to get everything out of it, you need to pay an extra $600 a year. This is still not something fancy like you bought a Mercedes or a BMW, Audi, something like that. This is still just a Toyota at the end of the day. So every car manufacturer is rolling this kind of stuff out to still squeeze out a little bit more money from you at the end of the day. Cars selling subscriptions to unlock features they already put into the car should be illegal. I agree. That's ridiculous charging for a remote start in 2025 is diabolical. Toyota's lost their minds. Like I said, they're not the only ones either. Tons of manufacturers are doing the same thing. And another one of the staples on this channel when we talk about cars and all the high prices and the negatives that come with it, they're not even built reliably now.
Big news for Ford, they just broke a huge record, but it's not one they're going to be bragging about. Ford just issued their 90th recall this year. That's the most by any car brand in a single year ever. And we're only halfway through 2025. Yesterday, Ford issued a recall for nearly 700,000 vehicles. And this one is kind of serious. It affects 2021 to 2024 Bronco Sport and 2020 to 2022 Escape models with the 3-cylinder engine. They're all subject to leaking fuel injectors. Apparently, repairing these issues is going to cost the company an estimated $570 million. Now, this comes just days after Ford issued another recall for nearly 850,000 vehicles for engines that could stall while driving. Now, in total, Ford has recalled over 5 million vehicles in 2025. That's more recalls than any other company has issued in a single calendar year. The previous recall record holder was GM, who had 77 recalls in the year of 2014. Keep in mind, Ford is at 90 and it's only July.
I mean, what am I even supposed to say about it anymore? It's just sad. We could just move on to this clip, somebody paying $1,500 a month for one of these pickup trucks with 150,000 miles.
Good, so I'm calling about that 2016 Chevrolet Silverado.
Got it for $55,000. I paid $1,200 a month for it. About $20K left. Insurance is about $350 a month.
Do you make a month?
I make $3,500 a month.
You said how much? $3,500 a week or a month?
A month.
You're spending almost half your income on this truck?
I had a good job at first. I worked as a software engineer, and then I got cut during budget cut. So now, per month, I came down a little bit.
For you is if you got $5,000 down, there's about a $9,000 discrepancy. So if you have $5,000 down, $4,000 rollover, I can definitely roll you into something a lot cheaper, like a Nissan Maxima or whatnot. $15,000 or $14,000 for the truck. It'd be less money out your pocket. You pay the difference.
Okay, so the truck went from $55,000 down to $14,000. Again, 150,000 miles. He only makes $3,500 a month while paying $1,500 for it. And another one of the stories: I had a better job, wanted to upgrade my lifestyle, get a nicer truck, and then the job market got shaky. I lost my job, and now I can't afford it. Very common situation we've been seeing recently. Now we can move over to somebody who kind of dodged a bullet, even though they didn't do any research when they wanted to purchase a vehicle, because this could have gone way worse.
I was at a car dealership, and the guy that works there comes up to me and asks me questions about what kind of car I wanted, what my budget was, and asked me if I wanted an EV or a gas car. And I said, I don't care. And I proceeded to tell him what my budget was, and we go from there. So we go outside looking for cars, and the first car that he shows me was a Fisker Ocean 3. So I go around the car looks great. It looks like a Range Rover. The inside was amazing. My asked him to pop the hood, and he said it's an EV. And then he proceeds to tell me about the range and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. But then we go to the price part, and it was like extremely cheap. Like cheap for the feature that it has, like with the design, the interior is so nice. I don't get why the cars were so cheap. So I proceed to ask him. The company went bankrupt last year. That was the catch. He said they don't run no more, so it's going to be really hard to like find spares, parts for the car. So I was like, what if I get stranded? And he was like, GG's, bro.
I will say the top comment though, at least the salesman was honest. You could have found out yourself after you bought it, because we've seen that happen a lot. These car salesmen are working on commission checks. They want to do the most amount of deals with the most amount of people. That's how they make their money. A lot of them don't care if it's a very bad deal for the customer. And I don't know if you've seen on TikTok, there's a situation with one of the car salesmen that uploads videos that got a whole ton of backlash from one of these trends. You look happier. Thanks, I sold a single mom a car $10,000 over sticker. Now I've seen a ton of videos like this where it's just a car salesman kind of doing the exact same thing as this clip, just selling vehicles way higher than they're actually worth. And there was a reply from another creator basically bashing this car salesman, and it just took off, got millions and millions of views. His page ended up going private. It was on one of the news stations as well. So yeah, he's basically getting canceled because he showed what happens a lot of the times at these car dealerships. You have to do your own research before walking in. Don't let them play with the numbers without you knowing what's actually actually going on, because unfortunately you could be one of the next customers they're talking about in this trend. But we're going to finish off this video looking at people who just can't handle these types of car payments anymore.
The headlines say inflation is easing, which is not true because it just went back up, and jobs remain strong, but consumers are skipping car payments. Just think about that for a minute right there. Supposedly everything is good, but people are skipping car payments. Why on earth would they be doing that? And that right there alone, that opening sentence of this story, is exactly why you have to just kind of toss out all of the economic data that the Fed gives us and that the government gives us, because none of it is a real reflection of how people are living today. And it's not just people missing car payments either. Credit card delinquencies are on the rise, student loan delinquencies are on the rise, mortgage delinquencies are now on the rise as well.
So as we start seeing the rise in car repossessions and of course the credit card debt and people not being able to afford their mortgages anymore, I just hope that my channel could help people avoid these same situations. But that's all I got for you guys today. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.